Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, in my channel, I talk a lot about money. But what I talk about isn't necessarily about money. It's about the philosophical place that money has in my life. But to be completely honest with you, I don't really know what my channel is about. You just start making videos, next thing you know, you quit your job, you're 77 videos in, and you got yourself a show, ladies and gentlemen. But the thing that interests me about money is there's a lot more to money than just money. Money creates your belief system, it creates your worldview, and in some ways, it gives you your self-worth. I mean, it's an extremely complex thing that we just see in extremely simple terms as just a means for exchange. And in our current system, the majority of us are not intentional with how we use money. We just make money and then we spend money. But when you analyze this system, you realize how toxic it is. You realize it's a system that can make you miserable. And in this video, I want to dive a little deeper on this topic of consumerism and not really talk about the materialistic side of consumerism, but the pillars in which this system stands on. The deep philosophical beliefs that we might not always realize, the beliefs that could be making us miserable. So here are 5 reasons consumerism is making you miserable. Reason 1. Too much free is costing you your free will. In the last 10 years, we have created this new economic system, and it's a system where everything is free. Social media is free, Google Docs is free, you're even watching this video for free. But the reality is, nothing in this world is free. What we've done is we've created this new economic system, this new business model, where before you would pay a company or platform directly for a service like Microsoft Office. But now you get the service for free like Google Docs, and the company or platform gets paid by a third party. In this new system, this new business model has changed the entire world, has created some of the wealthiest companies in the history of the world that are offering free services. But there's a saying that goes, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. The first reason that consumerism is making you miserable is because too much free is costing you your free will. And that might sound dramatic, but think about it. Think about going to a restaurant and walking in and seeing more people on their smartphones than talking to the person in front of them. And are they choosing to do that out of free will? The more I understand how algorithms work, the more I ask myself that question every single day. And the more it scares me, because these algorithms are extremely sophisticated. I mean, nothing is random. You were led to this video for a reason. And if you don't like this video, or if you don't like this topic, you don't need to say anything. My videos will stop showing up on your feed. And algorithms get smarter and smarter every single day, the more we interact with them. And I benefit from this system. I don't deny that. But I'm not going to let that prevent me from talking about this. So I challenge you on a platform by platform, creator by creator basis to ask yourself these questions. For the third party, who is the third party and what are their goals? For the platform, what strategies does the platform use to meet those goals? And for you, what non-monetary costs are you paying for this free service? And you're not going to be able to find the answer to all those questions. But when you use a free service like YouTube, I think it's important to start asking those questions. Because this new business model, this new economic system, has changed the entire world. I mean, it's changed how people spend their money. It's really changed how people behave in society. And I want to use my channel to make you more aware of this, because I wasn't aware of this until I started making videos. And I think in this complex world, we need to be more intentional and ask ourselves these questions, because too much free could be costing us our free will. Reason 2, measuring success by money and possessions leaves you empty. As a young internet entrepreneur working around the clock to make videos and write jokes, I think a lot about the word success. Because when you take a risk and you're trying to make it on your own, success takes on a whole new meaning. And I think if you're trying to grow in whatever field you're in, whether that's real estate, starting a business, or even making home videos full time, it can't just be about money. There has to be something else. If you come in with the mindset of, I'm going to make a bunch of money and buy a bunch of material possessions, you will not last. You will not have any drive to push through all this failure that you encounter. And one quote that has really inspired me and defined my definition of success is by Winston Churchill. And he said, success is going from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. And so the second reason consumerism is making you miserable is because measuring success by money and possessions leaves you empty. In our consumer-driven society, we have this picture of success where the prize is having this mansion on this huge property with a bunch of cars, a private pool, a private tennis court, more money than you could ever possibly spend. But I truly believe that that image, that definition of success, just leaves you feeling empty inside. It's fool's gold. And if all you have to show for your success is a bunch of nice things, then I don't think that you're successful. I think that success is about taking risks, it's about going unknown and seeing how far you can go. And even if you don't get it, it changes you in ways you cannot imagine. And you can look back for the rest of your life with no regrets. I mean, I will never have to ask myself the question, what would have happened if I quit my job and pursued YouTube full time? I mean, it's a great feeling. And another quote that really inspires me is, when you achieve your dreams, it's not about what you get, but more about who you become in achieving them. In our consumer-driven society, we have a very superficial definition of success, a very superficial image of success of just having a bunch of money and an abundance of possessions. And I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with wanting those things, but I think that there's something wrong if that's the image of success. And I think that if you spend your whole life chasing that definition and that image of success, it's just going to lead you to a miserable life that makes you feel empty inside. Reason 3, we're using money against us instead of for us. You know, money is an incredible tool that if you use it correctly, it can enrich your life on so many different levels. I mean, money has allowed me to travel the world and has given me some of the best life experiences that I can look back on for as long as I'm alive. And I'm not against spending money. I mean, if you have the money and you want something that's going to bring value in your life, what good is the money if it is just sitting in a bank account? Money is this incredible tool, and if you use it correctly, it can enrich your life on so many ways. You can create so many experiences, so many memories. But the point that I'm often trying to make in my videos, and the third reason why consumerism is making you miserable, is we're using money against us instead of for us. We spend so much of our day trying to make money, and then once we get the money, we just spend it carelessly on a bunch of crap that doesn't provide any value in our lives, and that traps us in this vicious circle of make money, spend money, create the need to make more money. And basically, instead of using money as a tool to enrich our lives and bring value, we're spending it carelessly, and what we're really doing is we're allowing money to control us. Money is a tool. I mean, money can do some magical things. It can allow you to hold sloths all around the world. And I'm not one of those persons that believes in skipping the $3 cup of coffee to save for retirement. My point is that we need to be more intentional with money. We need to view money and use money as a tool to enrich our lives instead of just spending it carelessly, allowing it to control us and leading us to this miserable life. Reason 4, we're selling our soul for growth. Another aspect of our highly consumerist society is this never-ending quest for growth. And you know, there's nothing wrong with growth. I mean, I'm actively trying to grow this channel. It took me 6 different titles until I came up with this title, because titles are very important on YouTube. But the type of growth that we have been seeking in our consumer-driven society is this toxic, destructive path of growth, no matter how many addicts we create. Growth, no matter how many families we split apart. Growth, no matter how many people we isolate. It's growth no matter what the cost, no matter what the consequences. It's the type of growth where we basically have made a deal with the devil for growth in exchange for our souls. So the fourth reason that consumerism is making you miserable is because we're selling our souls for growth. Under our current system, all it's doing is making people stressed out, overwhelmed, and burnt out. And you gotta ask yourself, who is benefiting from this system? One of the arguments that I often get is that if everyone was intentional with their money, if how they spent their money and didn't just accumulate a bunch of crap, then the system would fail. And it's kind of the most pathetic argument that I have ever heard, because if a system survives on manipulation and making everyone miserable, what's the point of keeping that system alive? Now, hopefully that doesn't come across as too extreme. Sometimes it is just fun to get some people riled up. But growth isn't bad. I mean, there's nothing wrong with growing, but if you're selling your soul in exchange for growth and it's growth at all costs that doesn't really benefit anyone, then I don't see a point of that type of growth. I think that there is a way to grow in a sustainable level that benefits more people, and that's the type of growth that we should seek. Reason 5. We have never established enough. One of the big messages of my channel is this idea of enough. Not living this life where you're constantly trying to make more, spend more, and accumulate, but you're searching for that sweet spot where you're not depriving yourself nor wasting anything. And I think the word for that is contentment, which means being satisfied with present conditions. We're living in this world of abundance where every single day we're presented with the latest product or the latest service that is going to make our lives better. But how many rooms does a house need until it's big enough? How many storage bins need to be filled until it's enough stuff? How many zeros do you need in your bank account until you can enjoy your life? One of the biggest lessons that I have learned this past couple years, and the thing that made me want to quit my job, take a risk, and pursue home videos full time, is that you'll never have enough until you define enough. The final reason that consumerism is making you miserable is because we have never established enough. As a society, we have been on this forever quest for more, not even considering how much is enough. And Britney Spears said it correctly when she said, give me more, give me more. How much is enough? This is a tricky question to answer because there's no one-size-fits-all answer to this question. You got to figure it out on your own. But I can almost guarantee you, when you pursue enough and trying to find the answer to that question, your life will improve. And with that, muchas gracias, que tenga un buen día. Video 78, nos vemos, chicos.